Okay, so the first quarter of 2026 is done. And if you're a homeowner in Kamloops or Sun Peaks wondering what's actually happening in this market right now, I've got the numbers, I've got the story, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it means for you. So stick around. Let's get into it. So let's talk about January, February, and March of 2026 here in Kamloops. Here's the big headline. The quarter started extremely slow and then it turned. January was tough. We only saw 90 residential sales in all of Kamloops and District region. Now, to give you context, that's about 35% down from January of last year. A lot of the buyers were just sitting on the fence. There was a lot of inventory. Days on market were going up and no one really knew where to go, so everyone just paused. But here's the thing about Kamloops is that the prices didn't crash, and this is something that happens a lot. Kamloops is really resilient. The benchmark price came in at $660,300, which is actually up 5% from the same time last year. So we had a slow market, but the resilience at Kamloops held tight, and we didn't actually drop in price. February picked up. We had 152 sales, basically back in line with where we've been. And now we get to March. And March is where the real story is. In March, we had 202 sales, which is 9.2% up year over year. That's the first month we actually beat last year's number. The bottom line is the market started moving and things started actually selling again. And let me walk you through each segment because it's not the exact same across the board. There's single-family homes, there's townhouses, and there's apartments. Now let's talk about single-family homes first, because this is the biggest part of our market and honestly the most encouraging piece right now. In March, we had 97 single-family homes. Now that's up about 24% from the same month last year. The benchmark price came in at $675,400. You do the math, that's about 2% year-over-year increase. And the big one, the days to sell dropped to 50 days on market. That's almost 2 weeks faster than it was just 2 months ago. So if you got a well-priced, well-prepared single-family home, the buyers are out there and they're making moves. Now let's take a look at townhouses. Townhouses also had a strong quarter, especially in March. There was 44 townhouse sales, which is up over 50% from last year. The benchmark price is sitting at $498,100. Now that price is down slightly from last year, about 2%, which tells me there's still some negotiating room in this segment of the market. But the sales volume tells me that buyers are finding value here and they're jumping on it. In fact, I've worked with quite a few first-time home buyers this year because this is a good segment for them to get into. Now let's jump to apartments because this is the segment I really want to flag for homeowners. Condo sales have been soft all quarter. In March, we had 18 sales, which is down 36% year over year, and the benchmark price dropped to $360,100. Now that's down 5.4% from last year. So if you own a condo in Kamloops and you're thinking about selling, this is the segment where pricing strategy really matters right now. You just can't afford to start high and chase the market down. You need to get sharp right from day one. It's really important. Now let's touch on Sun Peaks, because I know a lot of you that are watching are either investors or live in that market. Now Sun Peaks has a different dynamic. It's definitely more seasonal. It's more driven by your recreational buyers. Through Q1, the condo and apartment benchmark at Sun Peaks came in around $468,000 to about $514,000, depending on the month. The townhouse benchmark has been hovering right around the $842,000 to $862,000 mark. Sales volume has been pretty modest, which is pretty typical for the winter months up there. But what I'm watching for is this. As we head into spring and summer, recreational buyers tend to activate later in the year than primary market buyers. So if you're a Sun Peaks owner thinking about selling this year, that spring to summer window is your prime time. Okay, so now let's talk about what this market actually means if you're thinking about selling. The good news is the market is picking up for you. Buyers are coming back, sales are up, days on market are coming down. But here's what I want you to hear clearly. This is not the market of 2021 or 2022. The buyers just have more choices now. They're more patient, they're more discerning. And in a market like this, the homes that sell fast and sell for top dollar are the ones that are prepared and priced right from day one. In my experience with the Kamloops market, homes that sell in the first 2 weeks will consistently achieve close to full asking price. But the homes that sit on the market for 2 or 3 months, they end up trading for significantly less, often tens of thousands of dollars. Every day on the market is costing you equity. So if you're planning to list this spring, here's my best advice for you. Don't rush to get your sign in the yard before the home is ready. I'm seeing this more and more now. Take the time to get the preparation right. All those little jobs that you've been meaning to get to, just take the 2 weeks and get to them. And if you need a good contractor, reach out. I always have good people that I work with. but get that done before you go to market. The second thing is price it based on what things are actually selling for right now, not what your neighbors listed for 6 months ago. That's a big mistake, and that's why 50% of the market right now isn't selling. They're pricing where they want to be, not what's actually selling. And with a market where 50% of the homes are overpriced, it's really hard to discern what the right asking price is. The good news is, if you price it right, you're going to seem like a really good deal because things are consistently selling for less than they're actually listing for. And my last tip for you is when you're going to go to the market, go hard. Get your marketing dialed in, build some anticipation, and drive an offer in those first couple of weeks. You really want to hit that timeline if possible. Not every home's going to sell in the first 2 weeks, but that should always be the goal. And that's where the real money is. Okay, so let's talk about if you're a buyer. Now, if you're a buyer, here's your honest picture. You've still got more choices than you did a few years ago, and inventory has been building. You're not walking into multiple offers at every home you look at, which is kind of a relief. But the window where the buyers had all the leverage is starting to shrink now, at least in the single-family home segment. The good deals right now are the ones where sellers have been sitting on the market for 60 or 90 days, and they're ready to make a move. Those conversations can go really well for you as a buyer. So let's wrap this all up. That's the Q1 2026 market report for Kamloops and Sun Peaks. And here's the short version. The market was quiet in January and February, but March showed up, and it showed up really strong. Single-family prices are holding, and days to sell are coming down. Condos are the segment to watch. They need sharp pricing in order to move. And the spring market appears to be building momentum. So if you've been thinking about making a move this year, whether you're buying or you're selling, now is a really good time to have that conversation before the busy season hits. You can reach me through the link in the description. And if you found this helpful, please hit the subscribe button. I put out market updates and real estate education every single month, specifically for homeowners here in Kamloops and the Sun Peaks market. So that's it for today. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.